information on Uganda before we specifically talk about the microfinance efforts. Uganda is about the size of the state of Oregon. Capital is Kampala, about 3 million people. Uganda was colonized by Great Britain back in the 1860s, and they left Uganda in 1962. Actually, while we were there, they were celebrating their 49th day of independence on October 9th. They were having big festivities that day, when the day the British left. But the British definitely have left influence in the country of Uganda. They speak a lot of English there, but it's British English, so we had to get used to that because, like, our driver, he goes to us when we get to the airport, he's like, well, put your luggage in the boot. And I'm like, the boot? What's the boot? And he's like, the front of the car is the bonnet, the back of the car is the boot. I'm like, okay. so it's very British English when you're there, and you kind of adapt to that. Of course, one of the dark periods in their periods, after the British pulled out, there was a power vacuum. They had a president by the name of Obote that was there, but Idi Amin overthrew him in 1971, and basically Idi Amin was there from 71 through 79, and he really caused a lot of destruction in the country. I mean, I've talked to some of the villagers there about what happened during that period of time, and it's just awful. I mean, he killed thousands of people. If you didn't agree with Idi Amin, you were killed. Basically, the Buvuma Islands, where we went, were vacated. They basically swept the islands, got rid of everybody on the islands. So there was a period of time there's almost nobody on the islands. Now there's like 100,000 people that live there, but that just ran the country into the ground. There's a movie that's okay about this period of time. Actually, the Ugandans don't like it, but it is somewhat accurate. It's the movie, the first King of Scotland. And it's okay. There's some things Ugandans don't like about that movie, but it does kind of give you a feel about what happened during the reign of Idi Amin. So he really drove the country into the ground. Thousands fled. Actually, where we were at, what's very common when you talk to the tribal elders is that most of them are from other parts of the country. You know, some are from northern tribes or western tribes or eastern tribes, and they've all been displaced. And so when you're doing cross-cultural training, one of the things you deal with is the fact that some tribes don't trust other tribes. And so we're trying to get them to do commerce with different members within Uganda. And they're like, well, they're from a northern tribe of so-and-so, and they're from the eastern tribe, and they don't like each other. And we're trying to get them to do commerce, so we have to overcome that. After Idi Amin was removed, they did elect a president. President Museveni is the current president of Uganda. He's generally regarded as a good president, but Uganda is still a very corrupt country, the government. I mean, just to give you an example, we went to the airport, the guard that we drove in, he asked for a bribe. And he's like, you got dollars? And we were like, no, we don't have dollars. So he made us get out of our car, go through a security checkpoint that nobody else had to go through, because I saw the 4 cars in front of us go right through. And then we didn't offer him the bribe. He made us go through an extra security checkpoint, and that's just commonplace. I mean, there's security guards all over the places you're driving, and these guys with AK-47 stand alongside the road, and all of a sudden they point at you, and you go over, and they're seeking bribes. So that still happens. But right now, today, the Buvuma Islands have been re-inhabited since this period of time, and they're slowly coming back. Alice and I were there 2 years ago, and you can see that there is economic progress happening in the country of Uganda. It's just slow going, and that's part of what we're trying to do, is help spur some economic development in the 2 villages that we went to. We were in the village of Choya on the island of Lingira, and then we were on Jinja for a week, trying to do some economic development. And kind of our goal there is we're trying to diversify their business base. It's very fishing oriented, these villages. So their whole sustenance right now is based on fishing in the Buvuma and the Lake Victoria. But the problem with Lake Victoria is it's very contaminated. We were told by one person that they're down to 4 species of fish that actually live in the lake because they dump all their waste into Lake Victoria. And so they're destroying the very lake that they're trying to live on. And but Lake Victoria is surrounded by a number of countries, and so they can only control what they can control.